thoughts on this he'd like to share as far as legality and enforceability. I know he's going to say. Well, I'm not going to anticipate what you're going to say. So why don't you just tell him?
Well, primarily, I mean, you're obviously, you're not preempted, it's permissible to do any of these things. The concerns I have, obviously, I wouldn't recommend regulating use because you get into a significant enforcement issue at that point, especially if it's citywide. Again, you have a variety of things that you can do depending on how broad we want to go. Obviously, when you are currently, we've looked at the cities, I'm not aware of any challenges to it as of yet. I don't know if the straw industry at some point, as more cities begin doing this, will kind of organize and do something. Whenever you deal with an industry, there's always the risk, interstate commerce, these things of these sort, but they haven't materialized yet, so that's just something that's a potential.
But we have an opportunity.
But I think we don't want them in our landfills, but in our waterways.
But I also,
So even waste management themselves are pushing towards getting rid of plastics because they have a big problem trying to dispose of. It's too costly. No one wants to deal with it anymore. I think the industry is dealing with it. I think the restaurants are catching on. I think the hotels are catching on. I don't know if we have to go all out other than send it out some type of...
Well, I'd like to go all out, but I would also like to not only go all out, I'd like to also tie it into the greater discussion that you brought up earlier about pollution in general. I mean, I think this is a great way to tie it into the pollution of our waterways. We were just finished talking about the canals and the waterways and the algae blooms and the pollution.
Exactly. We keep talking.
Well, I'm saying let's make this part of that discussion of the greater discussion of pollution and be more proactive with it.
This is what we're doing now. We're discussing.
Good,
it.
exactly.
But let's do something.
I agree.
Yeah. You agree, but so far all you've agreed to do is discuss it more.
Well,
bring in
no.
other groups to discuss it more.
I want to do that as well as I do want to do an ordinance. I want to do an ordinance.
Why don't we direct Alan
to
come up with a sale and distribution approach ordinance and say we're restricted to a certain geographical area, which would probably be like, what, from commercial to the Bahia Mar?
I prefer citywide. I don't want to get into that.
Well, citywide, the only problem you get into that, again, is enforcement. You're going to have your inspectors going to Publix to see if they're selling straws. You're going to go to the little, I mean, as long as you have the manpower to be able to do that, that just takes on a lot more.
But guess what? All you have to do is hit one Publix, one time, and you're never going to have to go back.
Yes.
No, I'm not arguing. I'm just saying feasibly, I don't know from a management.
Citywide.
From a management
Or we
standpoint,
get one
citywide.
Publix and then they come and hit us with their lawyers that we can't afford.
Well, we'll deal with that at the time.
Yes, I'd be very bad PR for that.
If it turns out that we're in the wrong, then we'll...
No one's saying we're in the wrong. I think the concept is great. I think educating folks is where we start.
Well,
And I would recommend also sort of a grace-in period so that existing
Yeah.
stocks can maybe be
Yeah.
depleted. so
Use
there's
up
no
what you
loss.
got.
right. Okay, let's
do
that. Okay,
Let's do
move
it.
on.
Thank you.
All right, thank you, Charlie, for the voice.